Hey guys, welcome to today's episode. So we're in the new little studio here at the resort. This is one of these sets that we're gonna have for when we start having trainers come in, creating courses for strivecourses.com. And we actually have the first one coming in next week. So pretty excited about that. And then we're gonna be cranking out new courses. So members of strivecourses.com, you're going to get access to all those courses as we add them on. So today I want to talk about two critical things that you need if you want to be successful in any career. When I was thinking about this episode, I thought to myself, any success I've had a lot of ups, I've had a lot of downs, but any of the ups that I've had, really it came down to two things. And those two things, whatever career you look at, every high achiever has these two things. They've exhibited these two things, and they are consistency and persistency. So let me explain. I know that it kind of sounds, generic and cliched. You've probably heard this before, but I really mean it. Consistency and persistency, they are really the secret. They really are. It's not talent, it's not intelligence. Those things matter a lot. But people who get to the top of their profession, usually it takes them a whole lot longer than they initially planned or anticipated. And usually they have to overcome all kinds of hurdles that you don't know about, you never hear about, but they would happily tell you if you asked them. So let's go through why they're important. Number one, consistency. Why is that important? I feel like when you're trying to, let's talk about you for a second. So whatever your career is, if you want to be a top performer in your career and you're working really hard at it, every day you're showing up to go to work, you're putting in the time, you see people in your career who do really well, and you want to be just like them or go even further. The reason why you need consistency is because when you start out not knowing anything about your field, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. And usually we all overestimate just how long it's going to take. We usually think it's going to be much faster than it really is. So when we don't know what we don't know, usually we are making a whole lot of mistakes along the way. So the reason why consistency is so important is because if you need to make 100 mistakes before you find the one optimum way of getting the result you desire, if you are not consistent, you're either going to take a very long time to try all those different things, or you're just not going to follow through. You might get to number 70, but you don't try the minimum of 100 different things to find the one thing that works. There's this popular image, I'm sure you've seen it before, where this person is digging a tunnel underground, and they're just inches away from discovering all these diamonds, and they're turning their back on them. That's so true in any profession. Usually it's the people who stick at it for the longest and they're trying lots of different things. They're usually the people who discover the optimum way of getting the result. Okay, so I know, for example, in my own career, in my young 20s, when I started out, I spent close to 40,000 Australian dollars to get started in my career and the thing that I was doing initially. And the reason why consistency was so important, for almost 2 years, I was getting no external validation that anything I was doing was even working. Nothing was working, but every day I was putting in time, I was putting in energy. And the one thing I can say for sure is that I tried a lot of different things. 99% of it didn't work. But because I was trying so many things at a much faster rate than just about anyone else that I was in that career with, I made a lot more mistakes. I spent a lot more money on a lot more foolish ideas, but I discovered the few things that did work eventually. And when they did start to work, they really worked, and things took off, and I ended up doing pretty well. So that's consistency. And the reason why persistency is so important, you have to be persistent, because if you're not, if you don't keep on trying, if you don't show up every single day, and even when you have setbacks, if you don't continue, you will just get beaten down by the losses. And that's something I definitely have some real experience in. I've had so many bad days and bad episodes over the past 10 plus years. And the one thing that really kept me going, I had a lot of drive where I wanted the end result. I didn't want to give up, but without that persistency, some of these setbacks were enormous. And they would have stopped a whole lot of people. And the only reason they didn't stop me is because, again, I really wanted the end result. So I was willing to be extremely persistent with it. But again, relating this back to you, if you don't have those two things, consistency and persistency, it doesn't matter how smart you are, it doesn't matter what your education is or how talented you are, without those two things, you're not gonna go anywhere very far. So just repeat those two words to yourself. The next time you have a setback, the next time you feel like giving up, just repeat to yourself, consistency and persistency. Those are the necessary ingredients to doing well. Okay, I hope that helps you in some way, and I'll see you tomorrow.